Hello there. I am so happy that you are here. First of all, thank you so much for downloading my 5 steps to healing your gut and hormones naturally. This guide, I had so much fun putting it together, and I'm so excited for you to check it out. It is already on its way to your inbox. It's packed with simple but so many powerful tips and tricks that I wish I had when I was on my healing journey. It's going to help you just restore your body's natural state of being, right? Like, we need your body to feel safe. There's a reason as to why your gut and hormones are completely out of whack. And it's going to just help you heal, stabilize, and reignite your metabolism as well, because your gut health, your hormones, and your nervous system are going to play such a big role in your ability to lose fat and actually achieve your body composition goals as well. I assume that you probably do have those, as well as, becoming a healthier version of yourself, which I love. So this guide is going to help you approach all of that. It's going to give you information about macros. It's going to give you information about literally everything, like journaling prompts, journaling outlines, things like that. So I'm really excited for you to check this out. But before you go, I just want to take a minute to show you exactly how we help women in our program at Genesis Athletics finally feel at home in their bodies again, without cutting out carbs, without doing a ton of elimination diets, without working out every single day and going to the gym 6 days, 7 days a week, without sacrificing their mental health, their relationships, their family time, their kids, their energy, all of the above. Like, we need to make sure that your health and fitness journey fits into your life rather than overly taking over your entire life, because that is not what is going to lead you to long-term sustainability. We specialize in helping women heal from the inside out, right? A lot of these programs that you've probably seen focusing on training and nutrition, they're great, but they're focusing on the external, and that only gets you results and gets you feeling good for so long. We focus on the inside out. This is making health a life-giving part of your daily routine, not something that controls you or makes you feel burnt out, because those things that burn you out just become a chore, and it doesn't add value to your life. It doesn't make your life better or more exciting. It just feels draining and like another task that you have to add to your to-do list, which is just not, it's not good for anyone. We already have enough things that we have to do throughout the day and throughout the week. And it's so crazy because I can't even believe that I am able to sit here and say that I've helped over 300 women overcome years of gut issues, chronic dieting, hormonal imbalances. So many of the women that we work with come to us after coming off of birth control. They have gone to their GI doctor and got told that they have IBS-D or IBS-C or anxiety, depression. They have gone to doctors and, they're struggling with weight gain and they can't get the weight off, and just a lot of self-doubt from not focusing on the root cause of healing and just focusing on another quick fix. And it is my absolute passion and purpose in this life to help you uncover all of the things that diet culture has tried to teach you about losing fat and becoming confident, because more often than not, it's a lie. And once you really start to dig into like what true health really looks like, that is where your life will completely shift and change. So I want to introduce you to one of my clients. Her name is Kara. Kara is such a, like, she works so hard. And when she first came to us, she was feeling so exhausted. She was bloated. I remember she came to me and she would go days without going to the bathroom. And that was actually the same boat that I was in. So when she came to me, I was like, let's go. This is not something that is uncommon. So if you are struggling with constipation, bloating, struggling with losing fat, you're going to really resonate with Kara's journey here. She was bloated, she was inflamed, she was so frustrated, and she had worked with other coaches in the past and just didn't feel like the relationship was there, and she didn't feel like she got the results that she was looking for despite the work that she was putting in. She was always a hard worker. She was always willing to put her best foot forward and work for her goals, but her body just wasn't responding. So, she battled body dysmorphia. That happens so frequently when, again, you're putting in that effort and you're not seeing the results of your hard work. When you have been going off of what diet culture is telling you, always trying to shrink your body, hormonal chaos. When your gut is off, it's going to impact your hormones. And the constant fear that she would never be able to actually sustain any progress that she ever made. And the great part about when Kara came to me is that, yes, she wanted to lose fat, but that wasn't her biggest goal. She wanted confidence. She wanted to walk into a room without second guessing herself. She didn't want to feel inflamed anymore. She didn't want to feel bloated, all the things. And you can see here that when she first came to me, her biggest struggle was body dysmorphia, not being able to see her results, losing motivation overall. And she just wants to finally feel confident, feeling like she can maintain her results. And be able to, whenever life throws something at her, not feel like she gets knocked down and she can't get back up. She wanted to build resilience. And so, this is, towards the beginning of our time working together, but she started feeling better so quickly, because as we worked together, we focused on healing her metabolism, healing her gut, getting her going to the bathroom every single day. And this is what she had to say. She said, I'm so happy to have more flexibility now and moving forward. It was so worth it because now I enjoy going out. I don't have to worry about what I look like or what I'm eating all the time because my metabolism doesn't hate me anymore. She used to feel so stressed about eating certain foods, especially if she would go out to eat, because she didn't know if her gut would she would start to experience all of the symptoms or be constipated after going out to eat, or, be lacking in energy after that meal. So it's just been so awesome to see how Kara has done a complete 180 with working with us at Genesis Athletics. She lost 20 pounds, but more importantly, she reclaimed her energy. Her digestion has improved tremendously. She's going to the bathroom every day. And more importantly, I think than any of those things, she finally has peace of mind. A question I have for you is, how often do you find yourself thinking about how badly you want to lose weight? How badly you just want to be able to go to the bathroom and not feel bloated? How often are you thinking about how uncomfortable you feel in your clothes and how much you wish you could just feel like yourself again? That amount of time is time that you are never going to get back until you start making changes and invest in the root cause of why you are in this place in the first place. So this is just such an incredible win from Kara, and I think that, a lot of you guys can probably resonate with her. And if you can, I feel very, very confident that our program and using our Genesis gut method would help you so much on your journey. Another amazing woman that we worked with, her name is Danielle. She's a very busy mom. She's working full time. She has 3 kids. And like many of you guys, she thought that she didn't have the time to get her workouts in. She thought that she didn't have the time to join a program like this. She was feeling very overwhelmed. And again, she was feeling super bloated and inflamed. And we can actually see in her photos when she first started with us, she was looking a lot more bloated, a lot more inflamed than, she did only 3 months later, looking so much leaner and just overall having so much more confidence. So here you can see this is actually something that she wrote for about the program. She said, I'm 39, I have 3 kids, and I work full time. I thought for sure that I would never have the time to reach the level of fitness that I wanted. I finally decided in November of 2022 that I was going to make the time and make it happen. And those are the women that we want to work with. We love working with women who are committed and they are ready to make a change. And I'm going to tell you right now that if you are in that headspace, you are sick and tired of feeling this lack of energy, feeling bloated all the time, not feeling like the person that you used to be, and you want to make that change, don't wait, because there is no better time than now. And just like Danielle said, she said, the only thing that I regret is not doing it sooner. I don't even have to think about my plan when I go to the gym. She as in, your coach literally just lays it all out for you, and she just has to show up and do the work. She's learned so much about weightlifting in the amount of time that we've been working together. She no longer feels like she doesn't belong at the gym. She's so proud of her progress, and she's already made, and she's so excited for the results that she's going to continue to see. And I just love this so much, because moms are some of my favorite clients to work with, because you have even more stress than the average person does, because you're not only caring for yourself, but you're also caring for your little people, and like your children are the people that you love the most in your life. And so it's so important to make sure that you don't neglect your own self-care when it comes to your health and well-being. And when we were working together, me and Danielle, once she learned how to properly nourish her body, reset her metabolism, and work with her hormones rather than working against them, everything shifted. So here you can see she lost 12 pounds, which is just such a huge win. You can see that she is looking so much leaner in her midsection. She actually has so much more muscle definition in her lower body as well. She just overall looks so much stronger. And she was sleeping better, digestion improved, energy is so much better. She actually felt like she was able to be present with her kids rather than thinking about all the things that she has to do, or, how she just doesn't feel good in her body. And the crazy part about Danielle is that she was working out from home. 3 days a week, working out from home. She had one day during the week where she would go to the gym, but we were able to put together a program where she could get her workouts in at home and then spend time with her kids when she wasn't working. So it didn't take over her whole life. So just know that if you are a mom and you have a tight schedule and you don't want to sacrifice time with your kids to get in shape or feel confident in yourself or regain your health, you don't have to. Okay. That is one of the biggest misconceptions. You don't have to go to the gym 6 days a week. You don't have to only eat clean foods. You don't have to spend hours meal prepping in the kitchen to hit your nutrition goals. That is not what is required to get in the best shape of your life and to be in the best health position in your life. I promise you that. Another client of mine, Natalie, she was such a rock star because she came to me really nervous. And I'm sure that a lot of you guys, if you're watching this, the thought of fully committing to your health and fitness makes you nervous. And I want to remind you of the fact that when we are starting to do something new, something that puts us outside of our comfort zone, our brain has a really hard time differentiating between something that is exciting and like good exciting or something that makes us nervous and scared and fearful. And so you have to use your logic and ask yourself, is this something that I know is going to improve my quality of life and make me a better person overall? And Natalie used her logic and was like, I know that this is what I need. And she took that jump and she signed up for coaching at Genesis Athletics. She started with us eating 1,400 calories a day. She was doing high intensity workouts 6 days a week. She was always bloated. She was anxious. She was depressed. She was on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication. And she was stuck in that restrict and binge cycle because she was always going to the elimination diets because she struggled with constipation. She wasn't going to the bathroom every day. She went to her gastroenterologist who said, oh, you have IBS, so go low FODMAP and cut out all these foods. And so she did that. And then she became afraid of these foods and she wouldn't eat any of the foods that are on that list, which is a extensive list that is meant for temporary relief. It's not a permanent diet, but it creates a lot of fear around food. So she was restricting and then she would binge eat and then she just was feeling so inflamed in her body. Her metabolism was extremely slow. Her nervous system was absolutely fried. And she just was dragging through every single day and feeling extremely defeated. So with our program, we focus on primarily fueling her body very well because when you are struggling with gut issues, you're not absorbing the nutrients from your food. So as we were eating more food, we focused on making sure that it was good quality food, but then also made sure that she was going to the bathroom every single day. That tells us that she is absorbing the nutrients from her food and she is giving her body what it needs to function properly. So now, after our time working together, she's eating over 2,200 calories a day. She's feeling leaner, and you can see it. She's physically looking leaner. She has more muscle definition than she had before. And for the first time in years, she's living free from food guilt, from fear around eating more food, and food obsession, right? I think it can vary from one end of the spectrum to the other. And now she just feels like she can eat to fuel her body. She doesn't feel guilty about it. And she's not sticking to only certain foods throughout the day. She eats to fuel her body. And I'm going to say this. The physical results here that we can see are, of course, absolutely incredible. But the mental results are even better. And I want to show you, this video that she had filmed for us because she wanted to tell everyone about her journey with us because it has been such a transformational journey. And so I'm just going to let her speak for herself and show you what her experience has been like working with us at Genesis Athletics.
My name's Natalie, and I've had the tremendous privilege of working with Coach Cass for the last year and a half. It's been an amazing journey, and I can honestly say that it's been the best investment I've made, both financially and in myself. Prior to coming to Coach Cass, I was in a really unhealthy cycle with just restricting my food intake, and I would restrict, and then I would just binge because I was just so hungry. I'd done every diet you can think of: keto, intermittent fasting, Atkins, vegan, no carbs, really scared of carbs. I would do 2, sometimes even 3 spin classes a day, and then I'd even go try to run afterwards. And I can't even imagine doing that much cardio now. It's not going to happen. I was just really unhappy because I was, putting so much time and effort into all of this cardio and restricting my food, and I wasn't seeing any progress. I really had nothing to show for it. And I had been dieting at this point in time since middle school. And I just thought, maybe it's genetics. maybe this is just the hand that I've been dealt. Maybe this is as good as it's ever gonna get. As soon as I started working with Cass, we cut the cardio and we focused on weightlifting, steps, water intake, sleep, and nutrition. I started to see physical progress pretty much immediately. I was shocked because I was doing less than I had traditionally, but I was seeing so much more. And I just felt so strong. I was sleeping so much better. My mood was so much more stable. I was on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication at that time. And the longer I worked with Cass, the better I felt internally. I was able to get off of my medication. I just felt like a new person. I really did. I'm so excited with the progress that we've made. I'm so happy in my skin. And I love my body, and I never thought that I would say that because I spent so many years hating my body and working out as a punishment. I felt like I ate too much, like I would do more cardio because I needed to burn off what I ate.
So I know that Natalie's journey is not, unique to just her. I know that there are so many of you out there, and likely you even listening to this video right now, who struggles with, feeling confident in your body and actually loving your body. Maybe you struggle with anxiety and depression, and just always feeling guilty about when you eat certain foods or feeling like you have to burn off the calories that you ate. Natalie is such an awesome example, and I feel like she just explained it so well of how much her life has transformed just in such a short amount of time by investing in our program. So if you are struggling with any of those things and you can resonate, just know that you are not alone in that, and we can help you overcome that fearful relationship with food, help you heal your gut and hormones, and help you eat more food and feel better than ever and regain your confidence. Now, I know that there's also a lot of you guys who likely are downloading this guide because you struggle with PCOS. And I work with a ton of women who struggle with PCOS. It's so common nowadays, especially if you've been on birth control. And so my client, Susanna, has been such a hardworking woman who works two jobs. And she came to me struggling with, a PCOS diagnosis. She had cysts on her ovaries, and she also had high testosterone, and she also had high cortisol. We actually went through proper testing, which we do in our program. We help our clients get testing for all different things: gut health testing, hormone testing, cortisol testing, blood work, all the things, according to what is needed based on their symptoms and how they're feeling. But she came to us not having a regular cycle at all, and she was also on birth control. And so throughout our gut genesis method, when we focused on healing her gut, we focused on healing her hormones in our program. She, the crazy part is that between these two photos, the scale hasn't really moved, but it literally looks night and day. Look at how much leaner she looks. If we look at her face looks so much leaner. She just looks so much healthier. And now she is eating 2,400 calories a day. Coming from someone who is doing keto, she's eating 275 grams of carbs a day. And she has had regular cycles every single month and is no longer on birth control. And her cortisol is back to normal. These are all incredible wins that are huge markers of overall health. And you can see it in her body, how much less inflamed she is, how much leaner she looks, in her face, everywhere. It's absolutely incredible. And again, I'm just going to let her speak for herself because I think you'd be better off hearing from her rather than hearing from me. So here she goes.
Fast forward, okay, to now. We rewired my body after not having a regular cycle for years. It's been months since I have now gotten my cycle consistently every month. I do have PCOS, so this was also another factor of mine before starting a program like this. The discouragement, the lack of self-confidence, thinking that I'm never going to be able to do this because the symptoms of PCOS, they vary, of course. And I feel like it was always hard for me to stay consistent, to be where I am right now, eating all these carbs, okay, proteins, fats, and being consistent and being able to lose weight when I need to. It's been a really positive journey for me, and I'm really happy that I decided to join this program because I have seen nothing but positive. I felt like there was never enough time for me to fully commit to a type of program like this. I was always like, oh, you don't have enough time, like you're not gonna be able to do this. I work 2 jobs, so I'm always on the go. There's just so much motivation and drive behind this program, and I've been able to hold myself accountable week by week, day by day, and it feels really good. My confidence has really just made me feel so much better. This program has really pushed me. I made myself available to new things that I never thought I would be. I've actually just had an incredible experience to begin with. Shout out Coach Cass, because she really has shaped me into a different person after starting this program.
Susanna is so sweet. She has just been crushing it. We've been working together for going on to 2 years now. So I'm just excited for what the future has to hold. But here's the thing, you guys. If you've been struggling with gut issues, hormone issues, stubborn metabolism, and just honestly feeling so overwhelmed all the time, feeling like you're always in a rush, feeling like you're always falling behind, feeling like you're always working so hard, you are not broken. For the longest time, I used to think that I was broken. I used to think that my gut was never going to heal. I was never going to be able to go to the bathroom. Constipation just ran in my family. Hormonal imbalances ran in my family, low thyroid, things like that. No, you don't need another diet. You do not need another pill. You do not need anything like that. You need real, sustainable healing. And that is what we focus on here at Genesis Athletics. So inside of our program, we focus on these 3 core pillars that create true, lasting change. And I want to go through these with you here so you know a little bit more about what we do. So first things first is going to be our rooted nourishment method. And this is how we teach our clients how to properly fuel their body, especially women. We have been so programmed to think that eating less is always the answer. And that is why a lot of us are in this position here where we are struggling with gut health, hormones, really intense PMS symptoms, lacking energy all the time, really struggling to lose fat or see any changes in our body composition. So within our program, we use this method to teach you how to fuel your body to support all of these systems: your gut health, balancing your hormones, regulating your nervous system, and naturally boosting your metabolism and making fat loss sustainable. It's not about doing more. It's not always about pushing your body harder. And if that's what you've been doing for so long and you're still not where you want to be, it's a good sign that that is doing more harm than good. And you're not working with your body, you're working against it at this point. And so we want to teach you how to do the complete opposite and nourish your body from the inside out. So that way when you're eating foods, healthy foods that you're putting in your body, you're actually absorbing the nutrients from your food. When you wake up in the morning, you're not dragging yourself out of bed. You're not going to bed with more energy than when you woke up in the morning, right? A lot of people have that tired or wired type of symptom. So we focus on that with food and nourishment. Then we also focus on our restorative strength system. Now, a lot of us, and just with social media and everything, we always think that more is better, but oftentimes less is more. And so in our program, we focus on movement and training styles that build strength, support hormonal balance, and lower stress levels without draining your adrenals or wrecking your gut. Training becomes a tool for healing, not punishment. Way too often I see women training 5-6 days a week, going to the gym fasted, doing every single set to failure, or total opposite, where they are afraid to lift weights because they have heard that Pilates is the better option. That's the lower stress option, but that's not always the case. And every client is so individual, and that's the great part about our program, is that it's not a one size fits all. We take your training history, your dieting history, your health into consideration and give you the exact program that you need to keep stress at bay, but also get you the results you're looking for. It's not sacrificing one or the other. And then lastly, we have our anchored accountability system. And this is huge, you guys. Community is so important. And it's not just through our check-ins. We do weekly check-ins with our clients, but we focus on your biofeedback. We help you regulate your stress. We track all of the internal stuff going on. How's your sleep? How's your digestion, energy, your mood? are you, what phase are you in your cycle, things like that, and creating a calm, sustainable structure so that way you're not feeling overwhelmed, feeling like your to-do list is just running off the page and you're only getting 1/3 of it done and feeling defeated. We help our clients stay consistent even through life's chaos, because life is always going to be chaotic, life is always going to be stressful, and there are a lot of things going on that are out of your control. But in our program, we teach you how to control the things that are in your control and have faith in the fact that you can overcome things that come up in your life that are out of your control, because you have the habits in place to do so. And so you will see below here that you can schedule a free metabolic assessment with our team to figure out if we can help you. If you are struggling with all of these things, if you can resonate with any one of these clients, it's a good sign that our program is for you. But we don't take anyone into our program. We really make sure that we don't just take anyone into our program, because we know that we can't help everyone. And we want to make sure that this is the best next step for you and that you have all the information that you need to make an informed decision. We're not going to push you to commit to any sort of program if you don't think that that's the next best thing for you. So definitely schedule your free metabolic assessment here, chat with our team, figure out what you need in a program. And if we feel like it's a good fit, then we can tell you more about how our Genesis Gut Method would be tailored to you and your specific body and goals. But I hope you guys enjoyed this free healing guide. It's jam-packed with so much information. So I will be reaching out to you soon to just see how things are going with that. But if you have any other questions or anything, definitely do not hesitate to reach out to me on my Instagram at CMcFit, or at Genesis Athletics. Either one, I will be responding to you. So enjoy the guide, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.